was at this party, one of these like really cool LA parties that you hope you get invited to, and I got invited to it, and they had Cuban cigars there, which was incredible. It was a beautiful house, just beautiful house. And I went into this room with, the TV room. They had the boxing match on, and I look over, and one of the greatest boxers for when I was growing up was there. And it was hilarious because it was him and then just a bunch of regular people like me who didn't fight, ever or whatever, So he's sitting there. So it was like you didn't want to comment. You didn't want to say anything, but you wanted to say something because you wanted to show that you knew something. It was hilarious. People were everybody was like, wanting to say something, but then kind of like not wanting. It was fucking hilarious. So I didn't say anything. I'm like, I ain't saying fucking shit. There's no fucking way I'm going to be like, throw a left hook. His hands are too low. Why set it up with the jab? Like, I'm going to fucking say that with this champion sitting there, right? So my interaction was this. At the end of the fight, there was the decision, and this one of the greatest fighters of all time he went, oh, man, come on. And I just said no, and he went, no. And that was my interaction. I left the room. I was like, all right, I got my interaction. But there was no fucking way. There was no fucking way. I just watched the fight and was praying to God he would make some comments, which he did a couple times, and it was just like, oh my God, this is unfucking believable. Don't ever let anybody ever shit on fucking LA. I'm telling you. You get out here, you bust your fucking ass, and then I'm telling you, the fucking people that you meet, even just for 2 seconds and you have a one-word exchange, it's like you got to be kidding me. I remember a long time ago when I was just struggling this business, and I was on the fucking the Fox lot, and I just bombed some audition, and I was just like, what am I doing out here? I shouldn't be out here. I should be in New York trying to get better as a comedian. I just knew this wasn't my road. So I was walking out, and I was all fucking depressed. And as I was walking across the lot, fucking Henry Winkler, this was like 20 years ago, right around the time he was doing The Water Boy, just came walking by. And I was like, that was Henry fucking Winkler. I just got to, that's how fucking cool is that? I am somehow was in his fucking life for like 5 seconds. Whatever I'm doing leads to meeting that guy. And then like fucking, I don't know, 20 years after that, Bill Hader's show Barry comes out, and next thing you know, they want me to interview the cast, and I'm fucking sitting there talking to Henry Winkler. It's an incredible place that probably won't be here with this global warming. I don't know. Who knows? I'd say get out here now while you still can. Go down to Miami. Check these places. These places are you're going to be like somebody like, when you're older talking about how you were, Pompeii. I was there, man. Fuck yeah. I was there before the waters came up. I was fucking there. I did some blow. I got my dick sucked. And I had some fucking crab legs. Except you're going to say it like an old man. I was down there. I did the Watusi, right? Whatever the fuck you'd say. Like doing blow at that point would probably be like, bringing up doing the Watusi, whatever the fuck that was. What was it? Like some sort of minor dance? Like what qualified as a fucking dance? Like, isn't it amazing? Just how human beings progress creatively. They're like the Charleston, ba-da-ba-da-boo-boo, right? And now, like, how well some of these kids can fucking dance just in clubs. It's like back in the day, like Fred Astaire would be asking for a goddamn lesson. It's like Odell Beckham. Ever since he made that falling backwards while getting interfered with, one-handed, like as far back as you can reach behind your head, catch. Nobody ever made a catch like that. Now, like, I don't know what they're doing. They're doing this thing where they're strengthening their fingers, or they're just practicing it. Like, a guy in the Jaguars did it. Like, I watched that. The only thing it was I can't say it was as good as Odell, because Odell was the first guy to do it. And the big thing was he was getting interfered with while falling down backwards. But this guy he just reached out like it was like Spider-Man. Just snagged the thing, then moved it around so the defender couldn't knock it out of his hand. And like that's sort of the Jordan. I got to admit, it's like the Jordan effect. Like that shit that Kobe was doing. They all saw Jordan do it, and then they added it to their game because he showed that this is possible. What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm trying to say something positive before I'm trying to say how great LA is, and then in the back of my head, I'm like, it's going to be fucking. I don't know what it's going to be. All I know is I got a weird feeling that it's going to be all green and it's going to be raining like the fucking rainforest. They said that it's going to be like it's going to be like weird weather, like it's going to be just everything like whatever it used to be. Like the East Coast is going to get all fucking hot. It's going to be a goddamn desert, and then out here is going to be like lush. I don't think there's going to be any lush land. That's just wishful fucking thinking. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? But they've always been saying that we're going to fall into the goddamn ocean and all of that shit. Did you guys watch any of that college football? What a fucking weekend. You know what? When I went out to go to that party, I could feel that Ohio State TCU game was good. I knew I was leaving early. And I think I missed the game of the year so far. And by the way, before I move on to the next game, TCU, by the way, how quickly are they on their way to probation? I don't get these guys. These guys came out of nowhere. They were great, and then they fell off, which you see. Now all of a sudden they're great again. And they're Texas, and it's 3 letters, TCU, SMU. I'm telling you, there's something there. I'm just fucking with you. TCU is I fucking love watching that team, man. They're exciting as hell, and almost had a great comeback against Ohio State. And they're 2-0. Well, their coach is suspended. He's allowed to coach during the fucking week, but on Saturdays he is not allowed to coach. Tell me they don't have some sort of headset wire thing going on or some shit. Urban Meyer. Anyways, plowing ahead here. That kid from North Texas who did the fake fair catch. The next time he calls for a fair catch, he better be waving a goddamn white flag, because that dude is going to get stuck for the rest of the fucking year, because he humiliated whoever the fuck he did that to. And when people see shit like that, you're like, you ain't fucking doing that to me. And then they give you the old right there, Fred. So keep your head on a swivel there, Sonny. I still don't understand how the fuck he pulled that off. Big time confidence. Big time fucking confidence. I